Hey coaches, I just wanted to take just a few minutes just to let you know how excited I am about this next year with teams. We are already off to an incredible start. We started off with a coaches meeting this past Sunday and then the Saturday after that. And I tell you, those were the two best coaches meetings that we've ever had, I think, in the history of Northwood. To sit there and to listen to your hearts and hear what God has been teaching you and how that is going to impact just what you're going to be teaching your students this next year. It was such an incredible joy to hear from each of you. I also wanted to take just a few minutes just to talk about some of the things that we talked about at the meetings. There was one question that I asked, and it was about perspective. What kind of perspective do we have to have as a coach so that we can be effective and really do a great job this year? And here's some of the words that you shared between the two different meetings. One of the words was engaging. How as a coach we're going to have to be engaging with our students, and that means we're going to have to get in their worlds and understand where they're coming from so that we can really teach them God's Word. Another one is persistence. Another one was proactive and transparent and consistent. Expectancy. One of the things that I want us as coaches to do this year is really expect more from our teenagers. It's real easy for us to think that they're teenagers and let that be an excuse instead of saying, you know what, as a believer and as someone who is righteous because of Jesus Christ, we can expect more from them. And so whether it's mission stuff, whether it's T-ops, whether it's having them teach a Bible study, whatever it might be, I want us to expect more from these students. Don't just let them show up without a Bible. Expect them to bring a Bible. Don't expect them to not participate. Expect them to participate in everything that you do. Relationships. As coaches, we've got to build relationships this year. We've got a lot of students who come from homes where there are no relationships. We have a lot of students who are coming from situations at school or just social situations where they don't have anybody. And I want us to spend some time this year really getting those students involved and building those relationships. One of the things that one of our coaches talked about at the Saturday meeting was a spiritual timeline and the importance of understanding that every one of our students are on a different spiritual timeline. You know what? Some of our students may get it in 7th grade. Some of them might get it when they're 12th graders. Some of them might get it when they're 31, 32, 33. So we have to understand that we still have to speak the truth because God's Word is what speaks, and that's what does not return void. But we have to understand also that each one of them are at a different place, and we have to find out what that place is and then really begin to walk them to that next step. So it's just kind of in a mind of what's that next step for your student and then getting them to that place. So those were just some of the things we talked about. I also want to celebrate an incredible success. This past Sunday was our first high school meeting. We had 161 students that were a part, high school students that came and to be interested in teams. Hey, whether they came for hamburgers, they were there. Coaches, here's what I would challenge you with. Some of you had 25 students, you had 14 students, some of you had 3 or 4 students. Here's what we need to take advantage of. This week, you need to get on the phone with those students and say, hey, we want you back. We're excited that you're a part of this student ministry. We've got some incredible things that we're going to be doing. You need to do some encouraging with them so that they'll be a part of teams. So get on the phones this week, start text messaging, email them, Facebook them, whatever you need to do, but let's get a hold of these students and make sure that they are going to be a part of teams here at Northwood. Don't forget, we've got coming up some really cool stuff. Turkey Bowl is going to be in November. The lip sync is going to be in April. We've got lots of other opportunities all across the way. We encourage you to go to nsmyouth.com, stay plugged in with what we're doing, and we're going to keep you plugged in. Thanks a lot.